What's up, folks? This is once again Dr. Remy LeBeau, and I'm here in the Xler to once again provide you with your newest treatment. A treatment that is guaranteed to make you feel better during this most difficult time for you going through withdrawals because, well, you have been plagued with the scourge of the current generation, the X-Men statue withdrawal syndrome. Fear not, folks. Today, you will not be going through any withdrawals, but the sort of high that you will get from this statue will likely lead to severe withdrawals and depression and possibly suicide. So I'll be flashing a suicide prevention hotline number towards the end of the video. I actually won't be doing that because there is no such thing as the X-Men statue withdrawal syndrome. I know I'm being completely silly, but why not? I get to do whatever I want in these videos. So without further ado, I will present to you Astonishing Wolverine, the newest offering from Bowen Designs. This is the, I'd say it's the fourth statue of the Astonishing X-Men line, even though Bowen Designs has already stated they're not going to complete it by making Cat Beast. So a full set of Astonishing X-Men will not be completed, but for the big Astonishing X-Men fans, I mean, this is an iconic look for Wolverine. I don't have the comic book cover here, but this is actually based on one of the covers of Astonishing X-Men. It might be number 4. I forget exactly which one it was. But John Cassaday did the art on that. And it basically has Wolvie with one of his lips sort of curled up exactly as he looks right here, with his claws up against his face, basically telling the variety of villains in the Astonishing X-Men series that you can't mess with the X-Men. You cannot mess with Astonishing Wolverine. I'm very happy that Bowen Designs has decided to pick that particular image to create a three-dimensional likeness of. I think they did an astonishing job on it, for lack of a better word. This was actually sculpted by a different sculptor than usual. So this is the box. Hello, newest box. And it was sculpted by Sam Greenwell, who I have no idea anything about because I've never heard of this guy. But he did a great job. I mean, I'm assuming that this was done digitally, but it might have been done traditionally. I don't know. Regardless of how it happened well. And since I have the box, since I got the statue today, I am able to get the info from the bottom of the box rather than lifting the statue up. I know some of you get freaked out when I do that. It's okay, guys. I handle my statues on a regular basis. I'm somewhat of a professional in that respect. But I'm going to respect you today by not touching the statue and letting you know that the edition size is 1100. This is number 44. And that's about it. So yeah, so this statue, so I was trying to figure out if there was any more pertinent information on the box, and there isn't, but as you can see, it's a lovely box. The box is really small, which is great. I really like how Bowen Designs has been lately putting the base in a compartment within the top of the styrofoam, so it's not extending the box to the point where, you know, it takes up more room and requires more space in, you know, the storage area. I know you professional collectors out there, and by professional I mean people that collect, you know, statues on a regular basis, have an extensive collection of, you know, 3 or more statues or whatever. You all know that the best way to maintain the value of these statues is to keep the original packaging, the box, the styrofoam, in good condition, and that will allow you to resell the statue if you ever need to, or if you ever plan to, at either the same price you bought it or some standard deviation from that, generally a little bit higher or maybe a little bit lower. But regardless, if you don't have the box, that's going to significantly diminish the value of the statue. And fortunately, Bowen Designs has started to become very considerate of this fact and started to make the boxes smaller and more compact, and sort of figured out a more clever way of packaging the statue, which is fantastic. So the box is really small. So for those of you that have box storage issues, fear not. This one should be an easy one to store back in wherever it is that you put your boxes. So, okay, now let's talk about the actual statue. The actual statue is fantastic. It's the first modern Wolverine statue released by Bowen Designs. They've released a variety of Wolverine statues, but to this particular look, the newest look for Wolverine, up until really recently, because right now it's about early 2014, and things have slightly changed as far as his look, and they're about to change a lot more because, as some of you may or may not know, he has lost his healing factor in the books. So I think they're going to come up with like a super sort of armored type of suit for him, which has been sort of previewed in various images of upcoming comics, that will protect him from a variety of attacks, because, you know, he's got a variety of villains and he doesn't really know how to protect himself in a battle, because he's always had his healing factor to depend on. I hope he gets his healing factor back eventually, but whatever. It's sort of an interesting turn of events now to have him not have his healing factor, so that's really cool. Anyway, so this is the first of the modern sort of looking Wolverine statues that Bowen Designs has released. Hopefully in the future they'll do some more if they continue producing Marvel statues, which at this point it seems like it's up in the air. I'm sure most of you have noticed that the statues they have sort of in the pipeline to be released have diminished significantly, and recently they put up on Rocky's Vault, which is sort of like an offshoot of Bowen Designs, Rocky being, I think, Randy Bowen's daughter. It's sort of like a side business where they sell off older statues and artist-proof statues and signed statues, and sometimes they auction. But recently they updated their website and they have a bunch of statues they're selling. So it kind of feels like they're selling off their stock, and maybe they're done with Marvel. I don't know. It's like a very strange time. So it doesn't seem like there's any more statues in the pipeline. Hopefully they'll renew their license with Marvel, and we'll be getting a lot more cool statues from them. Hopefully more modern stuff from them, you know, both from Wolverine and from other X-Men. But for now, it's not looking completely clear that is what's going to happen. So, but I'm happy that at the very least, Bowen Designs decided to release the recent Modern Rogue statue, which I'm sure some of you have seen on my blog and my YouTube channel, and some of you have, and you've seen it throughout the web in various other sources. It's magnificent. They released a Cable statue, which is a modern statue. They released a modern Warpath. They're releasing an X-Force Psylocke, which is sort of a modern take on Psylocke. They released an X-Force Archangel, modern Emma Frost, Kitty Pryde. There's like a lot of sort of modern, which is sort of the era from like 2000 forward, roughly, like modern versions of the characters, which is nice at the very least. If this is it for Bowen Designs and Marvel, like, we'll at least have this era captured in Bowen style, which is, like, you know, as far as I'm concerned, like the best sort of style in terms of representing these legendary characters in three-dimensional form. So it's bittersweet, but I've got this statue and I'm very happy about it. As you can see, and as you'll also be able to see from, if you click on the blog post here and check out the blog post link here, and check out the photos I took and on my blog that I posted on my blog. The statue is fantastic. Like, everything came out very nicely. The paint job is really nice on it. The choices for the colors are great. It's like perfect. I don't know. I think it's great. Like, the shading on the arms and the hairs on his arms are really, really nicely done. There's a really nice shading job on his face, which looks fantastic. The sort of curled lip, done really well, painted nicely, looks great. The mask, I love, like, sort of like that minimalist mask that he has, which is like just basically, again, completely reflective of John Cassaday's design in the Astonishing X-Men comic, done fantastically. The claws on the claws, of course, look fantastic on both this arm here and this one here. Boots look great. The base, some of you have noticed in the past what they've done with Wolverine, because Wolverine is a shorter character than most of the characters in the X-verse, in the X-Men canon. What Bowen Designs did before is like they would include a riser with the statue in order to get the statue up to the 12-inch sort of height that is required of Bowen Designs for every statue they produce. At least that is what is stipulated by Marvel, the Marvel licensing contract that they work under. But in this one, they chose to just have like a really thick elevated base, which is very nice. And it's your classic X base with the red cutouts. Looks very nice. And like the extra height, it works. It works really nicely. I have a shot of all my modern X-Men, which actually includes like a custom modern Storm that I had made on my blog. So if you check that out, you'll see he looks great next to like Cyclops and Warpath and Emma Frost, and Rogue is behind him. And then I also have Magneto in the first Magneto statue that was released by Bowen Design, sort of the museum pose. They all look really great together, and him on this like elevated base fits in perfectly and looks great, especially next to Cyclops. So if you guys are just like not looking, or either can't afford all these statues, which I totally understand, not everybody can afford them, or if you're just like looking to get a few of the sort of the modern statues, this one and Cyclops look really great together, and I have them side by side, so you can see from the images that they do work fantastically together. I mean, there isn't much more to say about the statue. It's everything that I expected it to be. It was executed flawlessly. Again, it's a little bittersweet because this is one of the last few statues that are in the pipeline from Bowen Designs. There's Strife, which is awesome. I can't wait, coming out towards the end of this month. But I won't be posting that for probably another month after that, because myself and a few other online collectors have decided to get that statue chrome painted. So look for that soon. It's going to be a chrome painted version of Strife, Cable's clone brother villain. I can't wait to see it chrome painted. I mean, I think it's going to be amazing. Hopefully, I'll be able to capture it nicely on a video without too much glare and without blinding you guys. So I'll be showing you that at some point in the near future. And after that, there's like Mojo, the big Mojo statue, which is another great statue that that's highly anticipated by me and all the X-Men collectors, and Bowen collectors and Marvel collectors and just comic book collectors. But after that, there doesn't seem to be anything else coming out, which boo hoo hoo. That's all I have to say. Boo hoo hoo. Bowen Designs, I hope you guys come through for the fans and are able to renew the license and start throwing some really cool stuff into the pipeline, because there's definitely a lot more stuff to be made. Some of the recent stuff, the new Cyclops, I think looks really fantastic post Avengers versus X-Men, where he has the X visor. I think that's just a really great look for Cyclops, and at the very least I hope somebody produces that. Of course, there's all the characters that were possessed by the Phoenix during Avengers versus X-Men. The Phoenix 5, producing those 5 in statue form, I think would be a popular thing, and I think a lot of people would be interested in it. And there's just a variety of other things. I'm getting off topic here, of course, because like this is about Wolverine, but it's an interesting time, and I'm hoping that somehow people are able to generate enough sort of support for the Bowen Designs product to get them to finally get that contract signed and start getting out new stuff, because we're gonna go through some serious withdrawals. Anyway, so here it is once again, the Astonishing Wolverine statue. It's lovely, it's fantastic, it's everything I expected it to be. I'm really glad it's here. It's always nice to get a Wolverine statue. Wolverine statues are are always a treat, especially if they're done right, and this one was certainly done right. So again, as always, thank you so much, Bowen Designs. And thank you for checking out everything on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Dr. Remy LeBeau's X-Lair. If you haven't already subscribed, you have the option to do so. I would recommend it. You will be able to keep up with all the various videos that I am continually putting out. So there's definitely more stuff in the pipeline. I also have a blog. It's called X-Men Statues of Future Past.blogspot.com. And I have like images of the various statues and other stuff on there that's related to X-Men statues. For those of you that do check it out, thank you, and thank you for all your support, and I will catch you all very soon. But of course, before I go, it's very important for me to say that if you have an option to put an X in the box, you should, because ain't nobody checking me. All right, everyone, take care, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.